So first, when you think about it, right? If you get that email in your inbox and it says, hey, will you be willing to judge this competition or judge this festival or adjudication? What exactly are we saying yes to? For me, the smallest area of importance when I say yes to adjudicating, the smallest area of importance is figuring out who should be first, second, third, honorable mention, right? The ranking and the ratings, that should be our smallest role when we say yes to being an adjudicator. What our first and foremost role, in my opinion, it's being able to provide our expertise, being able to provide critiques, right? That's going to help continue the educational development, the musical development for the person on stage. Now, for my studio, whenever I have a student and we decide collectively, like, yes, this piece is ready for a competition, or this program is ready for a competition, I always present competitions in a way that tells my students this is just another educational opportunity, right? It's an opportunity to receive more feedback, to open ourselves up for more feedback, to continue that further development in education on a piece. And we're receiving that feedback from other educators that's going to give their expertise. So no matter what piece is being presented on that competition stage, we are saying yes to a role where we are furthering that education for that student. And I think if we can remember that as the first and foremost part of being adjudicators, that is really, really going to help us as we move forward today. However, I have to relay, say I empathize, right? Because there are some fears that come up. There absolutely are some fears that come up when we are adjudicators. Some of the fears could be, what happens if you are presented with a piece and you have never heard of the composer before? I'm hopeful today that I have checked that box when we listen to some music. How do you respond if you've never heard the composer? What if you've never heard that piece? Maybe you do know the composer, but not specifically that piece. What feedback are you still able to give? We're going to touch on that as well. What happens if you are unfamiliar with the musical language? Musical language meaning that could be the style of the piece. Maybe it's something you've never taught before. It could be harmonic language. It could be rhythms that you're unfamiliar with. How can you still give proper and educational, pedagogically fruitful feedback if this musical style or language is not something you're familiar with? And one thing that really scratches my head sometimes when I'm presented with this moment, what if I don't even know the time period, right? Because I don't know the composer or the piece, what if I don't even know when the piece was written? Is it Baroque, classical, romantic, 20th century, 21st century? Or is it neo-romantic, right? Who knows? What can I still bring to the table? So these are all areas that we're really going to be diving into today. If those fears come up, don't let it allow you to stop from giving your expertise and feedback. Just use it as an opportunity to say, this is okay. It's okay that I don't know. I still have something to offer.